Hello, hello, hello. You know, as I was watching that countdown just now, it made me think about the fact that we are actually counting down until the new year. How about that? We only have a few weeks to go. Today is the 15th of December, and I believe there's 30 days, or is there 31 days? I'd have to look at the calendar to see, but that countdown made me think about what's coming up. And what's coming up in terms of these 2 weeks or these few days is your life coming into a new year. And we're going to address some of that today on the Bonga Dada Bonga show. Let me say hello and welcome to Bonga Dada Bonga, which means speak, sister, speak. Okay, I am Dashanaba King, and Teresa Kemp serve as show commentators for Bonga Dada Bonga. And from time to time, we bring on other hosts and co-hosts for this show. We have an exciting roster of young women and men who will be serving as host and co-hosts of the Bonga Dada show as we go on. But Terry and I, we serve as commentators. Okay, so now one of our hosts that we are in training is a lady by the name of the Honorable Margaret Tolley. She is a fierce Kenyan woman politician, and she wants to eventually host her own show. So she is in training on Bonga Dada Bonga to learn about becoming a host for a show. A good shout out to the Honorable this evening. I don't know if she'll be with us, but if she does, we will let you know. I'd like to give a shout out to Nana, to Gadamore Aisha in Ghana, Sissy, South Africa, Ernestine and Principal Malangu. They're in Namibia. Hello to all of you tuning in tonight, and we're really glad that you're here. And I just want to talk about what Bonga Dada Bonga is again. It is a platform for women's voices. And I do mean women around the world. Even though we sit here in Kenya at this moment, we hear voices from women in America, South Africa, Namibia, Ghana. We want to bring in women even from some of those trouble areas in the Middle East. We want to bring in women even from Russia, okay, and Kuwait. And as you well know, we do have women who come in from Morocco and other countries around the world. But women's voices, we want to hear what women are thinking and saying and doing and what's happening to them globally. So that's what the Bonga Dada Bonga show is about. We have supporters and women, we support women causes in countries like North America, Latin America, the Pacific Rim, and of course in Africa. You will hear phenomenal, extraordinary, and in some cases, heartbreaking stories, okay, of some of the most courageous and powerful and inspiring women that I have ever known. Some of them are women, some of them are girls, and in some cases, they are men too. But I want to say that each and every one of them is a superhero or a superhero or super shero in and of themselves. And we're all very honored to have them on the Bonga Dada Bonga show. Okay. Our guest tonight in studio is health and wellness coach Rakaya. She'll be coming to you in just a moment, but we're going to tune her in now so she can say hello and greet the audience.
Good morning, everyone. Peace and blessings.
Okay.
Nice to
You
be
want to
here.
say morning, afternoon, because remember, we're in various
Oh, good
places around the
morning and
world.
good afternoon.
There we
Medici,
go.
grand rising, grand
All
afternoon.
right.
It is indeed a pleasure to be here once again to talk about our health and wellness and well-being and longevity. Sister Dashanaba, thank you so much for hosting me on this show, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, darling. We'll be back to you in just a moment. All right. We want to talk about why is it important, right, to have a Bonga Dada Bonga show. We know and feel from statistics and facts that it is important to have a show like this so that we can dispel the myths and the misconceptions about who women are, what roles women play, what women can do, and in fact, what women are already doing around the globe. This is a great opportunity to generate visibility, familiarity, understanding, comprehension, realization, and support for women's aspirations, regardless of what those aspirations may be. So we're here to promote that awareness raising about women. That's who and what Bonga Bonga is. And we will again be hearing from a variety of cultures, people in Namibia, South America, Ukraine, Israel, Kenya, and other countries. That's right. We're going to make it around the world. It is a new platform for women's voices. We meet here every Thursday live at 7 p.m. Kenya time, 12 noon New York time. Make sure you find out what time zone you are in. Okay. So, how does Bonga Dada Bonga work? Well, we spotlight women from various occupations, professions, and organizations, and we ask them to come on the show. You know, you don't have to be in the time. I mean, you don't have to be a Trevor Noah. You don't have to be an Oprah Winfrey to be on the Bonga Dada Bonga show. All you have to be is just be. And inside of your being, we expose you and give you awareness and exposure to the rest of the world. So that's what it's about. And the people who we bring on, I'm a commentator. Teresa Kemp is a commentator. We bring on host and co-host. And these hosts and co-hosts, they come from a colorful spectrum of men and women, again, around the globe. They may be campaign managers. They may be teachers, journalists, activists, political activists, they could be publicists, educators, health. They can be into health and wellness. They can be into exercising. They can be people in construction. You name it across the board. We choose women in various professions. Okay. We know that women's participation in politics, however, helps across the board. When a woman is involved in politics, the statistics are in that health for the community goes up, up, up. Let me stop for a moment and say hello to those tuning in to Queen Mother. Hello to those tuning in to the Bonga Dada Bonga show. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We are expecting Simba to come in and say hello to us, to tell us about his program. We'll speak on that again in a moment. There's also strong evidence that when women are elected to office, there's a corollary of increase in policymaking that emphasizes quality of life and reflects the qualities and priorities of families, of women, and ethnic minorities across the board. Isn't that wonderful? So, yes, we have no idea into the future what women are going to be doing that have been on the Bonga Dada Bonga show, but we're going to be following them. And we want you to follow us. All right? We want you to follow us. Okay, very well. I want to bring our guest into the studio tonight. We were expecting two people, but two people, the other gentleman we wanted tonight is not here, but we will bring him to you next year. And I'm not going to spill the beans. I'll just wait till it's time for him to be on the Bonga Dada platform and tell you who he is and what he's about. Well, this beautiful young lady, Rakaya Murphy, is not only a mother, she's a grandmother, she's a healer, and she's also a friend of mine. She's the eldest of 10 children born in the Republic of Panama, and it's a country that she says that she absolutely loves. I don't blame you, girl. She attended the University of Detroit, Michigan, and then she completed her bachelor's at Rhode Island College, Providence, Rhode Island. Then she decided to take her hips down to Atlanta, Georgia, and she began her master's at University of Michigan. Coach says, and I quote, "I consider myself a lifelong student. I am a lifestyle, holistic health and wellness coach, which permeates throughout my entire being." And when you hear her talk, that's why I wanted her on this show, because that's the truth of the matter. When she talks to you, it does permeate and come through her entire being. And I want you to really tune in and listen to what she's saying. And don't be afraid to write in the chat box and tell us something. Speak to us. Be with us. And thank you to those tuning in to the show even at this moment. She also goes on to say that she performs acupressure massages. that releases toxins from the meridians of the body. Coach also gives us a 30-day detoxification system, which is how to retard disease or eradicate them altogether through adopting what we call a plant based approach to healing. A plant based approach to healing. Oh, yeah, a plant based approach to healing. Guess what? Tonight, that's what she's going to be talking about. Now, as you remember, she was going to talk about this on last week, but we got so carried away until we didn't get to hear anything from her. So tonight, Coach Rakaya, the stage is yours. Welcome to BongaDadaBonga.
Welcome, welcome. I am so excited to be here at this time, appointed time. Everything is in divine order. Mm-hmm. And so thanking our Creator, our Most High, infinite intelligence, and being understanding and always in humility and love and compassion and empathy for everyone in the universe.
All right.
Tonight, I bring to you a few little tidbits or nuggets. We've talked about detoxification, why we should detox the body. But I want to go a step backwards and talk about why we're talking about this.
Okay.
The health disparities that exist in America and perhaps globally is due to greed. And so in terms of that, we must turn within to solve our own challenges and situations, because God has given us those skills. We are problem solvers. And so if we're problem solvers and there's a solution to every situation, then we should go within for that answer. Everything we seek is within. Everything that I will be discussing with you today, you have already been reminded of, or you will remember that, So, plant-based. Why plant-based? Dr. William Lee, MD, Dr. Baxter Montgomery, cardiovascular physician. How to Eat to Live, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Most of the doctors these days have come to the realization that the Advent Hospital, the Methodist Hospital, the Advent Hospital is a 7-day Adventist hospital, and they have a lot of them in Florida, and they are subscribed, and the nutritionist can make or design your meal based upon plant-based. Yes. And that is how my mom was finally convinced, after I had been telling her for 10, 15 years to go plant-based because of her pre-existing conditions. Finally, when she heard it from a doctor at the Advent Hospital, that's when she realized that she needed to change the way she was eating. She was suffering from various conditions. I'm not going to go over them, but one of them had to do with the heart. Another one had to do with the kidney, which I believe that the medications that she was taking were exorbitant. Too many medications, which taxed out or maxed out her kidney. And so the reason why I am being so adamant about this approach is because a lot of us have become dependent upon medications. A lot of us have become comfortable in eating and believing that we can do as we please and that God is the healer. Yes, God is our healer, but we have to do something. We have to do our part. And so we run around here recklessly, eating and consuming reckless foods, and then we end up in a bad situation. Number two, in any given area in any city, you can find a proliferation of fast food restaurants, greasy food, fried food, right? Carbs, a lot of starch, a lot of sugar. And so, my dear, all of these foods, what they're doing is destroying our central nervous system, topping off or stressing our colon, right? Clogging our arteries in our heart, and it's just a big mess. And so, if you have a pre-existing condition, meaning that you have been diagnosed with cardiovascular diseases, which there are many, cardiopulmonary disease, circulatory obstructive pulmonary disease. I mean, they have, you name it, they have it. Cancer, fibromyalgia, fibroids, prostate cancer, diabetes type 1, diabetes type 2, pre-diabetic, juvenile diabetes. All of those are indication of eating bad foods. That is the manifestation of what you have chosen to put in your mouth, knowingly or unknowingly. Chosen to eat, and it has backed up in your system, and it has manifested in a disease form, meaning that your body is no longer alkaline, which is a pH 7 or more, and your body has went to an acidic environment, which hosts diseases. Mucus equals inflammation, equals dis-ease, distress. Understand it. The foods that you're eating turns into mucus. The mucus sits in your colon, then turns into inflammation. The inflammation then turns into or manifests itself in some type of announcement trying to desperately get your attention, that it requires your assistance to aid it in realigning and balancing itself back to normal. That's simply what a disease means. It means that you need to pay attention to your body. It means that you need to stop doing that which got you to that position and make the necessary tweaks and changes in order to create the desired effect, which is healing. And it can be done. Anyone that tells you that it cannot be done is not telling you the truth. It is all possible if you are willing to give up that which got you into the position in the first place.
Well,
the question is this: in Atomic Habits, the book, that's the first thing that drew my attention. I only read 2 or 3, 4 pages. He talks about what is it that you are willing to give up. What are you willing to give up to create the desired effect? And so at Herbalist Educator, we created this 6 months plant-based, organic, nutritional food approach to self-healing. The reason why I titled it self-healing is because you must do the work. Like Iyanla Vanzant always says, do the work. Dr. Johnny Coleman, it works if you work it.
Well,
John Menifee, Swable. Hard work yields rewards. If you take care of business, business will take care of you.
okay.
And so in those phrases and words, it's powerful because it means that you must make a change if you want to see positive effects. And it is possible. All of it is possible.
Let's have some conversation right along here, Coach.
Yes.
You've given us a very. I'm trying to put the question on the screen right now that everybody can see. There it is. The question is, what are you willing to give up to get the desired results? Let's talk about what giving up can be. Some real good examples of that. Okay, and I can start with myself.
Okay, good.
What am I willing to give up to get the desired effects that I want? Well, what are the effects that I want? What do I want right now? I like a smaller waistline. Um, well, I'm okay. I'm okay up here in the chest area, as far as I know. Um, the King family of women have always had big, bodacious butts. But as I grow older, I notice that that butt is not sitting up as much as it used to be. I'm okay with that. It doesn't have to look like it did at 20 and 30. It doesn't. So if you ask me what is it that I want, what desired effect I want from a physical point of view, I want a smaller waist. From a health point of view, inside of me, I want to be able to be in control of what I do to me, because I do understand about making choices. And I know that sometimes we make choices that are not good. But then, if we really, really, really love ourselves, and I'm going to put it on self love, then we have to choose to make the right decisions. For example, I am a walker, okay? And I will walk normally 7 days. Then, when I get lazy, I may walk 5 days. When I get to be more than just lazy, I may do 3 or 4 days. But then I have times and weeks where I do absolutely nothing. How do I feel about that? Feel bad. How do I change that? Just by making a declaration that I'm going to change and then doing it. And then doing it. So, right now, Coach, I am on a 21-day morning meditation walk. I read somewhere that anything that you do for 21 days can become a habit. Is that true?
That is true.
So I'm on a
That is true.
21-day meditation walk. And so far, let's see, 7, 8, I think I'm in day number 9 of the 21. And I want you to know that when I get up and go to my prayer chair, this is about 6:15 in the morning. I used to go out that early to walk, but I stopped because, not because I wanted to, I stopped because you don't know who you're meeting in the dark. And you know me, I used to put on my earphones and be playing my music and just enjoying church on the walk until I got attacked. So then I stopped walking that early, okay? And I stopped taking out my phone. I just go and I just commune with nature. and I commune with God. So when I get up, I don't be thinking about whether or not I should walk today. It's not even a thought. I just get up, I put on my clothes, my walking clothes, and I just go for it. Don't even stop to be thinking about it because it's not a thought. It's something you've already decided to do. And walking is not based on a feeling. If I walk based on how I feel, I would be missing a lot of days. I walk based on my word to myself. And my word to myself is I'm on a 21-day meditation walk. And so I don't want to disappoint myself. So therefore, I am walking. And now that I'm up to day 9, something is happening on the inside because I've gotten to this point. I've gotten so far. It's like, I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop. And everything within me is cooperating with me to stay on this walk. So, what I'm saying to you is once you make a decision from within, then the universe will step in and start helping you just as it is helping me right now in my walk. I think I mentioned on last week that I had a guest in house for September, October, who was a vegan person. And the only flesh that they eat is fish. I'm okay with that. So for the last from September, I've been eating what my guests eat, because she makes most of those meals. And when she wants us to have fish, we'll have fish. But we didn't have fish every week. And so I'm at the point now where I'm loving what I'm doing for me. I'm loving on me and I'm loving on me. So I'm going to invite you to do the same and listen to what the coach is saying because I've been listening to Coach now for some weeks because we also had her on Queen Mother Speaks. And I decided let's also have her on BongaDadaBonga so she can speak directly into your listening. Okay. So, this big question, what are you willing to give up in order to get the desired results that you want? Tell us about some of your cases that you feel free to discuss, Coach.
Well, before I go any further, I want to let everyone know that nothing that I'm saying here is new under the sun. Queen of Four created a 21-day plant-based fast,
Okay.
where she stated that if you eat plant-based for 21 days, you will forever want to be plant-based, because
Well,
internally it will make you will realize that things have changed and you're feeling more energetic, and you're not your thinking is crisp, and your energy's high, and your outlook on life is more optimistic.
mm-hmm,
You have a better outlook on life.
mm-hmm.
You create visions and dreams because now you really
Well,
think big. So Dr. Paul Gauss, God rest his soul, was my mentor. I read some of Dr. Sabi's material. I remember Dr. Layla to Africa in Atlanta. And
mm-hmm,
so I am not the first, or no, nor will I be the last to
mm-hmm.
come before you to make a plea as such. And the reason for the plea being is that we are in a state of emergency globally, as well as in America, particularly because of the pandemic from 2019 to present, and things are getting even worse now with the Omicron two um splicing or slicing into two more viruses that are being stubborn and nothing can treat it. And so
Mm,
this is the reason why I am pleading to you, and also let me reiterate that during the pandemic, the reason why so many of us were dropping like leaves from a tree was,
mm,
number one, the disparity of the healthcare system in America was exposed. A lot of our brown people, when they got to the hospital, they were left in the emergency room or sent back home because they did not have enough ventilators and they did not have enough the bags where
the PPE.
yes, where they intravenously feed you. Thirdly, it was because we continue to eat and do business as usual. I'm going to tell you what I did when this pandemic came about. I started making soups. I started doing my smoothies. I got me some moringa. I got me some raw protein powder. I started using sea moss. I'm telling you, I started to boost my immune system so that power up my immune system so that it would enable me to ward off anything that may have went into my organism alien. Unbeknownst to me that the air had been contaminated. The air was contaminated. And so the air
that we were breathing during COVID.
Yes, the virus was dropped in the air.
Okay.
So plant-based. I've had people tell me I am going to do the detox. And then they'll call me the following day and say they ate some bacon. And I want to just go under the bed and crawl. I just don't believe. I can't believe after I have sat there for hours coaching and guiding about what is to take place during the detoxification system. And oh yeah, I made some tea, but I used some brown sugar. That's okay, right? My dear, no, it's not okay. Because during the detoxification process, the purpose of us saying avoid white products and salt and sugar is because we're trying to correct some things. The sugar feeds the parasites. And so if you're detoxing and you're taking the herb that removes the parasites and you go behind the detox and eat some sugar, and then 3 months later, you want to say to me that detox didn't work. No, my dear, you fail yourself. You didn't work out.
Okay.
Because you did not adhere to the policies and procedures and the processes of why the detox.
Okay, so that's Coach, you said now during the detox, the idea is to stay away from white products, sugar, flour.
Why don't I say white processed products? White processed products.
And ideas of that would be things like what?
White sugar, white sugar, white spaghetti, white flour, bleached flour, Jiffy muffins, anything that's man-made, anything in a box or a can, or the only thing, the exception is you can do frozen vegetables and preferably the optimally organic vegetables. Remember, we're trying to fix something. Remember that there's an herb that you would be taking to detox your blood. There's an herb that you will be taking to deworm you. There's an herb that you will be taking to rectify your colon and your kidney. There's the herb that when you take for your kidney, if you have any kidney stones, it's going to pass. There's an herb that's going to help you remove the plaque from the cavities of your heart. And so a detox just just isn't something that fall out of the sky. The detox is assisting you to go into your body like an oil change to a car, remove all the gut out of it, and begin anew.
Uh-huh.
Literally, that's what it does. And I am a living
Mm.
witness to that detoxification process. The detox, some of the positive results of a detoxification is it increases your energy, it retards your aging process. You look about 20 years younger.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it empowers your immune system. It
Mm-hmm.
makes it stronger. It empowers your heart because it has
Mm-hmm.
removed the plaque from your heart. If you
Mm-hmm.
had kidney stones, it removes the kidney stones. Let me see. I want to make sure I've told you everything.
And as she's looking, she made a statement that I want you to hone in on. And that statement is the detox is assisting you to go into your body like an oil change to a car. Now, you know how important it is to change the oil in a car. In fact, they have a schedule. When you have a car, they give you a schedule of when you're supposed to be doing all of these maintenance things to your car. How less should you then be doing maintenance things to your own body? Coach?
And likewise, um, when you do a detox, it is recommended that you do it 4 times a year. If you're a meat
Okay.
eater, if you're a meat eater, you do it every change of the season.
Mm,
Winter, spring, summer, fall. If you're vegan or plant-based eater, you do it twice a year. The purpose of the 6 months detoxification system, plant-based eating, is to assist you to go into your body and slowly clean it out. And hopefully the goal is that some of the medications that they gave you would be reduced. Number two, that the disease will reverse itself or will be going towards the opposite, positive and alkaline. And number three, that you will forever change your mind, not desiring to eat meats again, in particular, pork
mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
beef. Those are the major two that you really need to pay attention to. Now, ordinarily, when someone wants to change their diet, right, from vegan, from meat eater, carnivorous to vegetarian, normally you stop eating pork, then you stop eating beef. It's a slow process. However,
Okay.
the
Okay.
reason why I insist on the 6 month plant-based uh system is because we are in trouble. And it is because there's a lot of pre-existing conditions. And because 5 out of every 100 adults in Texas are diabetic. And it
Mm,
is because we are just simply sick. And it's because of this pandemic that I saw it fit that if we assisted ourselves, we may save ourselves in the process.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And prayerfully, if you try the plant-based approach to eating for 6 months, then you will forever. You may cheat, but you will stay on the path to
Mm-hmm.
self-recovery, rejuvenation, wellness, renewal. redemption,
Mm-hmm.
transformation, and reestablish your body to what it really should be, always at optimal health. Because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
That's
don't
right.
believe, I don't believe that God has placed us here to be sick and to be
Mm-hmm.
dependent upon 5, 10, 15, 20 medications. That's not living, brothers and sisters. That is not doable. And there's a belief system in America that some people feel that a medication will solve everything. And a medication is barely top touching the symptom, but is not addressing what started it in the first place. What is the origin? And why did this disease manifest itself in my body? And yeah, I need you to start asking those questions. Let's remember that everything is connected. Everything is connected. And so we must sometimes take a pause. And like Dr. Barbara King said, God rest her soul, pitter for the brains, pitter for the mind. Sometimes sip on tea, and just think.
Mm-hmm.
Work at connecting the dots.
Mm-hmm.
If this is not working, then what will work? And in this information age, no one can possibly say they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
any question that comes to mind, there is an answer, and it can be found. It may not be found on Google because their persuasion is something else, but it can be found. So I want to give you a few tips towards
Okay.
this month's plant-based, organic, nutritional food approach towards self-healing and restoration, renewal, reform, transformed. Number one, establish your routines. Set some goals. Start out with one goal. This week, I will walk 1 mile. 3 times a week.
Okay.
Try to stick to that. Then challenge yourself the following week, add on, or the following month. Establish routines is critical towards self-healing. Number 2, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. The body is made up of 61% water. The heart is made up of 91% water. And so just imagine the foods that we are choosing to consume and what it does to our body. Just imagine. Water, water, water. Your weight divided by 2 equals the amount of ounces you should be drinking. Take your weight, divide it into 2. The answer is the amount of ounces that you should be drinking per day.
Oh, it's the ounces.
Yeah,
Drink
because
daily.
somebody needs to check that for me because I'm not the greatest mathematician. So when I said liters, I think it's ounces because if you weigh 100 pounds and you divide that and you get 50, and so then 16 ounces of water, 38, and another 16 is what's that?
We have a
50.
question from the chat room,
What's the
Coach.
question?
It's coming at you right now. I'm putting it on the screen now.
You can eat meat It's your
Okay, did you see
choice.
that? Well, here was the question. What if we eat 80% plant-based, drink copious amounts of water, and only meat maybe once a day?
No meat. If you have a pre-existing condition, I'm talking about people that are sick. You can do
Okay.
whatever you want to do. But I'm saying to you that if you're sick and if you are suffering from a disease, then no meat whatsoever. No meat, no fish, no chicken, no pork, no beef, no meat. And it's a request. And it's your choice.
Okay, but let's thank you. I love this. I love this. So now, coach, what we're saying is that you say if a person have a disease, and you did clarify earlier what a disease is, but let's go back over those right now as we're talking about no meat, no meat, no meat. So a disease could be high blood pressure. Yes.
Yes, if you're suffering from diverticulitis, hypertension, high blood pressure, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and there's several of them,
Mm-hmm.
fibromyalgia, fibroid
Mm-hmm.
tumors, prostate cancer, cancer of the liver, cancer of the kidney, cancer of the stomach, cancer of the heart, cancer of the cancer, cancer of the cancer, upper respiratory challenges, bronchitis, tuberculosis, asthma. If you're
So if
suffering
I'm
from
hearing you right, okay. So
suffering
if I'm
from
hearing you
alcoholism,
right, with a pre-existing condition, you're saying go plant-based for a while before you do anything with meat if you have a pre-existing condition. But the question is from one of the viewers right now, if there's no pre-existing condition, but they worry about getting proteins just from plant-based, what do they get protein from if
they
they
get the
have
they can get
no pre-existing?
they can get the proteins from their legumes. They can get the proteins from a raw organic or protein powder. They can get their protein from their nuts, the almonds, the pecans, the walnuts, the pistachios, the pumpkin seeds, the chia seeds. They can get their protein from
Proteins.
broccoli. They can get their protein from several other sources. However, my brother or my sister, it's your choice. I am not here to tell you don't eat any meat whatsoever. I am here to merely propose to put a proposal on the table for those who are suffering and near death to take a pause for a couple of months and try to reverse this disease and try to arrest this disease. And so if you're 80% raw and if you're drinking an exorbitant amount of water and you choose to eat meat, that's your choice. Everyone, God has given us each our individual free will. If you understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
So you can, I hope that it's not pork, and I will pray that it's not beef, and I will pray that it's not those bologna and pork sausages. I will hope that it's not bacon, or perhaps turkey bacon if you want to eat turkey or poultry and fish. I will hope that it's not the very meats that are killing. But
Okay,
that's
so if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying for people with pre-existing conditions, and you went ahead and named what those conditions are. A lot of us have high blood pressure. Okay, a
I
lot of
named,
us,
I named, I
you
named a
named
few.
quite a few.
There's
Yeah.
so
So
many
you're saying if
pre-existing
we
conditions.
have any of those, you're saying take a break from meat and just go plant-based. Then once you've corrected these conditions, you may choose at that time to eat some meat. But once
That's a
you've corrected,
And the
Okay,
purpose that I
okay.
brought the proposal to the table was because my girlfriend, who is a physician assistant, called me and was talking to me and explaining to me that in 2025, which is a year from now, almost a year and 18 days, that the kidney dialysis centers, they will not be able to contain the amount of kidney failures in America, that there will not be enough dialysis machines to give people of color dialysis. The reason why I preface that and say people of color, because you know the other folks are going to get their dialysis. But why even put yourself to that position? Why even get to that position where your kidney fails? Why not? If you have the ability and the mind and the willpower to change the course of direction that you've taken, why not make that change? And so therefore the question is again, what is it that you are willing to give up to get the outcome that you're looking for, that you're seeking, that you need, that your body is yearning for, that your body needs? What is it that you're willing to give up? And apparently, some of us feel that we don't have to give up anything. All we need to do is pray and God will heal us. But God tells us in Genesis that we must do the work also. And that He has given us everything under the sun that we need to maintain optimal health on this dimension, on this earth as it is now. And the only reason things were pre-packaged into medications, which is herbs, what do you think the medicines are made from? The herbs and the plants of the world. So why not go to the source? Why are we always seeking outside of ourselves that which is already within our reach? Excuse me. So the next thing is making sure that you establish yourself with the right doctors. Question the doctors. Yes, interview your doctors. Make sure that they have the same makeup and framework mentally as you are. Make sure that they're not no dope pushers, dope peddlers, writing you a prescription for every living thing under the sun. And that means that you must take some responsibility yourself. Okay? I had some other
So
pointers.
point number 3 was to select doctors that will work with you.
Yeah, always have a team of doctors that are like-mindedness. That they practice conventional as well as alternative approaches to healing. The Eastern method as opposed to the Western method. Totally different. Because during COVID in China, right? They did not have enough beds to take care of the amount of people that had contracted COVID. And so they sent them home with the mandate to drink soup, broth soups, not chicken and dumpling soup. Listen to me. Broth soup, miso soup, lentil soup, green split pea soup, and
Now,
tea.
there are those people, Coach, there are those people who maintain that drinking grandma's bone soup is what you need during these times.
And I will tell you something.
What?
Somehow the bone of the marrow of the chicken, I've been to access of penicillin. So I'm not going
Okay.
to argue with anybody's chicken noodle soup, but I am going to argue with the dumplings in the soup.
Okay.
I will debate
Okay.
the dumplings in the soup. You can do
Okay.
carrots, celery, onion, green pepper, and
Hmm.
drop your chicken bones in there and make up your potpourri. But you can get the same results from a big pot of vegetable soup, kale, bok choy, scallion, cilantro in the soup, carrots in the soup, green pepper, red pepper, yellow pepper.
Mm.
A delicious, and on top of it, spinach and kale. And let me tell you, I'll stand with anyone when I make that soup. Everybody will be licking their fingers on that vegetable. Now, I consider myself a
Okay.
master soup because I love
What?
soup.
Okay.
I love
What?
soup and I
Yeah.
love hot teas. And the
Okay.
ginger tea and the
Okay.
turmeric tea removes the inflammation. It aids in removing the inflammation of the body. And I believe that Brother Collie will go into that a little deeper. But tea is your medicine. If you're feeling a little sluggish, feeling a little sick, make you a hot cup of ginger tea, peppermint tea, chamomile tea.
Well,
Let
now listen, let me ask you a question. Can a person with high blood pressure drink that kind of tea?
Yes,
Really?
yes. They say no, and they say this and they say that. You can drink ginger tea, you can drink turmeric tea, you can drink raspberry tea, hibiscus, you
Ah.
can drink cinnamon stick tea lowers your
Hmm.
blood pressure.
Hmm.
Red clover lowers your blood pressure.
Okay.
So what is it that we're saying?
Okay.
So I just
We
want
hear you.
everyone to
No,
get
no, no,
centered.
we hear you. And I think you've made it very plain. What you're saying to people overall is it's our choice for us to do whatever it is we do. But your recommendation is that if we have a disease, and a disease could be one of many things, something simple like high blood pressure or something like diabetes and some of the other things you name, those are diseases. And you're saying if you have that, stop the meat until you correct the
Yes,
system in your
ma'am.
body.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
what
And
I'm hearing.
I want to give 9 points and get your pencil and paper because this
Well,
is
now
critical.
we're at the end of the show right now.
But I need to can I give them this? Plan
Okay.
your diet. In order to be successful in a plant-based approach, you have to pre-plan and Eat to Beat Diseases by Dr. William Lee. There's a chapter in there that goes down the list of fruits and vegetables,
Ah.
and you choose the ones that you like, and then you make out your menu. Then you shop for your foods. Okay, when you bring the foods home, you prep your foods, wash your
Hmm.
vegetables off,
Hmm.
prepare everything and package it up in the refrigerator. So when you come home, you can go 1, 2, 3, boop, pop, chop it up, cook 30 to 45 minutes. It should take you no longer than that for
Hmm.
a quick meal.
Hmm.
Stir-fried brown rice with vegetables, quinoa,
Hmm.
a quinoa salad, a
Hmm.
couscous salad, a tabbouleh
Okay.
salad. And it is recommended that you eat 80% raw and 20% cooked. So,
Phew.
sometimes around here, all we have is a salad with our protein, nuts, or legumes, kidney stew,
Mm.
chickpeas. I curry the chickpeas. It tastes like meat. You make a pecan meatloaf. I mean, trust me, Pinterest would be
Cabbage
your
salad.
huh?
Cabbage salad.
Right, coleslaw. I mean,
Mm.
you can. It is the whole. It's just wide. You just have to
Mm.
become a little creative. But I'm going to assist you with that. Pinterest
Okay.
is your best friend. Pinterest is your best friend as it pertains to vegetarian, plant-based approach to eating. Remember, if you're trying to heal your body, this is the suggestive proposal on the table.
Okay.
I'm not trying to make anyone do nothing they don't want to do.
Okay.
If you are sick and you want to see a different outcome, then the 6 months plant-based approach to eating is highly recommended. I am not the first, nor will I be the last to talk about that or share it with you. The only thing is I am just sharing it out of love, agape love.
All right.
Secondly,
All right. And we thank you, Coach, for that agape love.
I can't
Now,
finish.
Well, how many more points you have?
Hold on. Adopt a regular exercise routine. Number 3, follow your medications.
Okay, just a moment. Let me write them and put them in the chat room.
Okay,
Let me put them in the chat.
I have to give them this if they're going to.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to write.
Plan your diet.
We got that. I think we told them that to plan their diet.
Adopt a regular exercise
Is that number 2?
Number 2. Follow your prescribed medications as it was given to you specifically by your doctor. Because I'm not telling you to go get rid of your medications yet. It's a process.
Wait. Number 2 was to do what now?
Number 2 was adopt a regular exercise routine.
Okay.
Number 3 was follow your medications and directions specifically. Number 4 was visit your medical doctors regularly.
Number 3 is a follow your medications.
Yes, don't go get rid of your medications, please. I don't want anybody to sue me.
Okay.
Visit number 4.
One second. I'm trying to put them all in the chat. So we got 1 and 1. Here comes 2 and 3. Okay, we're putting it on the board so people can see it. I've clicked it. I hope it'll come up. There we go. So we got 2 and 3. 2, adopt the exercise routine. 3, follow medications. Keep with them. Okay, so now we go to
4, visit your medical doctors regularly.
Okay, got it.
Learn to cope for healthy living. Learn to cope for healthy living.
Okay, we're trying. Okay, we got that. Is that number 5?
That's number 5. Number 6, make
it
wait.
I'm trying to write them. Learn to cope for a healthy living. So I've already typed it, but I'm having a delay on my computer right now. So I put 4 on the screen.
Number 5 is up. Number 6, make it a habit to self-monitor. Reflect. I will suggest to keep a food journal. Self-monitor yourself, and I will add with that self-monitoring, surround yourself with a team, with a group of people, like-minded people that are on the same goals and objectives that you're trying to achieve. That is best results. Number 7, learn to set your goals and keep them. Learn to set your goals and keep them. That's number 7.
Okay.
You have number 6?
Yep. Self-monitor, food journal. I have a team of like-minded people around you.
Number 8, apply problem-solving techniques. And the last time I talked about that book, the workbook for anxiety, and I'm not going to go through. I think if they go back to the other tape, they'll see the titles of the books and so forth and so on. But learn to problem solve your techniques. I mean, problem solve your situations
Like,
by
okay, give us some
following.
idea of problem solving techniques.
Well,
What I
if you messed up today, you wake up and you start all over tomorrow.
okay, okay,
Number
good,
one. Number
good.
two, if you're feeling down, then you need to find someone that you can talk to,
Okay,
right?
okay.
Pray or meditate,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
walk. Exercise is so important. Walking helps. Dancing, you can dance, and you can tap on your hypothalamus right here
Mm-hmm.
3 times. That's your happy. This is your happy right here.
Where are you tapping?
Right
Were
here in
you
your chest.
tapping right in the
Right
chest?
between your
Okay,
breasts, your chest. That's
okay,
your hypothalamus. That's your happy.
okay.
Number 9, know more about your chronic disease. Yes,
No
yes.
more what?
Learn everything you can about your disease. It's critical because if you're diabetic and your blood count goes up to 400 or more, that means that your blood has turned to almost like a paste. That means that it's blocking your oxygen from flowing. That means that there's a lack of oxygen going to your brain. That means that there's poor circulation, no circulation going to your feet. And this is where the problems come in, where you're losing limbs, you're
Mm-hmm.
losing your eye,
Okay,
you go blind, you're losing your legs or being cut off. This is when the situation is really getting bad. And this is why they emphasize learn about your disease, learn everything. If you have to sit with that doctor for 10 hours,
mm-hmm.
ensure that when you walk out of that door, that you have a total understanding of what is going on in your body, and that you've asked the doctor, what is it that I can do to change my present condition? What can I do? What do I need to do? What must I do? And even some of them may say it's terminal. God has the final answer as to what's terminal or not.
Okay.
I hope you hear me. Thank you so
We hear you.
much.
We hear you. Thank you so very much for that, Coach. Now, I have put all of these points um, that you've given us today. I put them here in the chat room. But what I would like to do, because some of the guests are asking, they want to have these points. I have people who want me to mail them these points. So if you will mail the points to me, I will mail it to them.
Okay, so I will put them in the email and I will send you the points because it's very important. And these
Okay.
are the pointers that I learned from the American Diabetes Association, where I was trained for diabetes cardiovascular management facilitator. And these are the techniques that we use to try to get the patients to turn around and make some changes in what they're doing. Mind you, that food is an addiction, and it is very, very challenging. Very
There's
challenging.
another.
You've gotten to the
Okay.
position of the disease manifesting itself. That means that you really went overboard. And so
Mm-hmm.
that means that it's going to require radical changes.
Okay.
Yes, radical
Okay.
changes in order to bring your body back. Mind you that your body is a miraculous instrument, and mind you that your body will heal itself.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We have another question in the chat room, Coach. Can food help mentally as well? Can food help not only physical ailments, but can food also help mentally?
Oh yeah, in the book Harriet Washington, uh, mental illness. I forgot the exact title of the book. Look on my page and you see it. Harriet Washington talks about the correlation between nutrients and micronutrients and vitamins in food to some of these bipolar diseases and mental illnesses that afflicts us. It has a lot to
Okay.
do with starvation of nutrition.
Mm,
Yes.
okay.
Uh,
And let me just get the name of that author again. I want to put
Harriet
it in the
Washington. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm going to bring it up. I don't know. The book has just slipped my mind. Too much in my head.
no problem. I got Harriet Washington.
That's the author, and it deals with mental illness.
I'm gonna
It,
put her name there on the screen, and if they go and look her up online, they can look up Harriet Washington for mental illness.
I'm telling you, the book has went blank in my head. I've read the
That's
book. I
okay.
have the book. Give me a second and let me go ahead and if you need to do something
I've
else.
already put her name up on the screen, Harriet Washington. And for those of you tuning in, by all means, go online, Google Harriet Washington, and you're looking under the areas of mental health. In case there's 100 Harriet Washingtons, you want the one for mental health. Now, if there are 50 of them for mental health, check them all out. All right. Well, we are definitely coming to the end of our show for today. Once again, Coach Rakaya, I love having you on air because I love the way you lay it out. And as you've said earlier, that this is your passion. This work is your passion. And I want you to know that it comes through. It definitely comes through. With that, we're going to say thank you
Hello.
again for tuning in to
Just
Bonga
a
Dada
moment. Just a
Bonga.
moment. Okay.
Every Thursday at 7 p.m., we will be here live. If you or if someone you know would like to be on the show, let us know by emailing us at bongadadabonga@gmail.com. Otherwise, tune in to the show every Thursday, 7 p.m. Kenya time, 12 noon New York time. And that would be Bonga Dada Bonga. Facebook.com/BongaDadaBonga. And oh, we are having some issue with Facebook today, but you can also catch it on YouTube. Okay? You can catch it on YouTube, Bonga Dada Bonga. Thank you again, Coach. You have a great evening. Sarah, I love you. I will make sure that we get these points to you as soon as the coach sends them to me. I'll be sending them to you. Hello to the family. Hello to the girls. We love you. And here's another Omisa. Let me put this on the screen. Is this somebody else tuning in to the show this evening? Okay. I want to put that name up. And you might know this person, Omisa. Do you know Omisa? Okay, we gotta go. She looks like she's taking a call, probably one of her clients. It's fine. Sarah, I love you. And I thank God for you. I thank God for my girls. We'll be in touch. This is Bonga Dada Bonga every Thursday at 7 p.m. East Africa time, 12 noon New York time. Thank you for tuning in.